Greetings YouTube, it's Matt from the Green Arcade. We're back playing some more Farming Simulator 25. We're back to harvesting. Second half of the Twitch stream here. Ooh, looks like the weather is going to get bad. When is that? Is that today? That's back in western Oklahoma, Kansas. I guess that's today. Ooh, boy. You guys out there in Oklahoma, watch the weather. Watch out for them naders and hail and damaging winds and ooh boy, look at Missouri. When is that? That's Monday. That's tomorrow morning. Looks like John might be getting some weather tomorrow at some point. Unless it goes north. Looks like Kansas City is probably going to get a pretty good dose of it at different times. Today, tonight, tomorrow. It's the scariest environment imaginable. That's all you got to say. Scariest environment imaginable. You like the WeatherWise app? I've never used that one. I liked, what was it called back in the day? It was originally the Weather Underground app, but then the Weather Channel bought them and they turned it into Storm. It's just called Storm. And now they have changed it to where to get all the features that you used to have, you have to subscribe to the premium edition, and I'm not doing that. Then I also used another one called Radar Scope. That's where I get my velocity radar from, and then Storm Shield. I do a lot of my alerts through that. WeatherWise, I'll have to try that. Huh? There's a dad joke for you. I was sad, so I went to Florida for a pina colada. I called it a tropical depression. Dad joke. Radar Omega, yeah. Weather-wise. Gotta remember that one. I used to be a storm spotter back in the day, and had a laptop mount with a laptop, old Dell laptop. And what we had back then, gosh, that was like 1998, 99, 2000-ish. Line, I need to turn around here. That was very, very, very primitive. With anything that ran through like packet systems, like with the ham radio stuff, it was. They have a browser version? Okay. Weather-wise. I'll go look at it. Weather, is it 2 words? Weather. Nope, looks like it's 1 word maybe. Weather, is it weatherwise.app? Looks like a little yellow ribbon tornado. Found the app. Well, now there's another one down here. Hang on, there's one weather-wise, and there's one that's weatherwise.app. Okay, so it is the .app one, okay. Okay. Yeah, the storm app that I'm using is, it only does, I think it goes up to 10 days. Watching the tropics. Gonna be watching the tropics. They're looking around August 19th through August 22nd. Or something to possibly develop. Or well, not really develop, because I guess there's 2 of them already developed. But they're watching to see where they're gonna go, I guess. I've often thought about moving to the tropics. It'd be nice to be able to go to the beach. Even if it's just like a little short drive or something. Maybe not live on the beach, but be able to go to the beach, you know. That'd be cool, just, you know, have a short drive to the beach and sit on the beach and drink a nice fruit drink by the beach. Or, you know, a orange soda, or, you know, have a pizza, you know, or something like that by the beach. Yeah, I think that'd be cool, you know, because that'd be like Central Florida. Go to Central Florida, you could go to all the parks too. You could go to Universal, and then Universal Studios, Universal, what's the new one called? Universal, what's the new Universal's park called? One with Mario Land and all that in it. Epic Universe? Epic Universe, yeah. Could go to the Disney stuff, Epcot, Magic Kingdom, Studios, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, which is basically like a giant zoo. You could go to the Kennedy Space Center, you know. And then go to the beach. There are some downsides though. There are alligators everywhere. We're gonna see that. I don't know. I may wait for Grand Theft Auto 6 to come out, because that's based in Florida. So and usually that's Grand Theft Auto, that's usually pretty spot on. They've gotten everything right so far. Oh yeah, I'm sure everybody trying to like flee the storm. Now if I did move to Florida, I'd have to build me a bunker house. Like a literal concrete reinforced hurricane proof bunker house. Something that could survive a storm of that category, you know. Something that has a garage that I could pull into, close the door, then close the blast doors, you know. And it needs to be like a hurricane, nuclear, asteroid proof bunker, you know. Yeah, waterproof too. Let's waterproof. While we're adding to the list, let's waterproof it. You ain't got to worry about the pipes freezing, I don't think, in Florida. But let's go ahead and waterproof it. Only thing is like in Florida, you can't really do like basements, right? Because of where like how the I guess like the water table sits or something. You can't really do like an underground bunker type basement. It had to be above ground. You could build the ground up probably, and then build it on top of the built up part of the ground. Oh yeah, we might as well prepare for the super volcano while we're at it. So how do you make it volcanic proof? I don't know. You can. No, I don't think you can. Because I've seen the volcanoes in Hawaii hit the ocean, and you would think that water hitting lava would like slow it down. It does not. It basically creates new rock, new land, and the lava flows underneath that, and then it creates like steam vents, which would probably increase the humidity. So yeah, no, I don't think we can super. The thing is like if I move to Florida, I'll be further away from the super volcano, because our super volcano here in the U.S. is out in Yellowstone out there, and it's actually, they're saying, the scientists are watching that, and they're saying that it is starting to wake up. I also say that about the volcanoes out there in Washington. Out there, there's one off the coast of Washington right now that they're really concerned about. And then there's the ones in Washington State, so like Mount Rainier, all those ones, I think Mount Adams is one, St. Helens, Hood, all those out there. The earthquakes lately have just been increasing, and it's kind of off the chart. Hey, look, I'm getting a message from Taco Bell. They want me to come have lunch. They've got a sweet barbecue chipotle something, part of their crispy chicken lineup. Sounds good. Probably won't be good later, but you know, sounds good to eat. Try. Oh yeah. Ash and the nuclear winterish afterwards. Yeah. Yep. What's the CME? I know the pole switch. I know the super volcano. CME. Is that the comet? Or the alien spacecraft that's coming towards Earth? They're tracking like this object, they're calling it, that's coming towards Earth, and they think it's an alien spacecraft. To my understanding. Coronal mass ejection. What is that? It doesn't sound good. Is that where the core of the Earth ejects itself out of the Earth? That would be like the giant pimple popper thing we would ever see for the last time. End of the world solar flare that will put us back to the Stone Age. To the Stone Age or to the Ice Age? Well, yeah. Probably Stone Age. I'm thinking now, Stone Age. That means basically living, you know, hiding under rocks, living in caves. I was thinking Middle Ages. There you go. That's what I was thinking. Not the Middle Age. Not with knights in shining armor and, you know, nothing like that. If a comet ever hits Earth, you know, that they say that's what took out the dinosaurs, maybe. Reported it looked like daytime at night. Scariest environment imaginable. That's all you gotta say. Scariest environment imaginable. Oh look. Oklahoma. Man, Oklahoma, you guys have got like the worst luck when it comes to weather. And I'm gonna be full, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring this around. Come back and finish this field off. Dump this in the corn dryer. I don't know what's the max capacity on the corn dryer. Is it 1,000,000? Yeah, get that area there, get rid of that fence. And we can merge these fields together here. Wow, the Gulf. So the Gulf of America, aka the Gulf of Mexico. The water's down there, the water temperature down there. This is gonna be interesting. This is face throughable, by the way. I don't know why he put this bridge in like this. I'm glad he made it face throughable though. But the Gulf down there, the temperature, the water temperature, is like in the high 90s. That's crazy. What's boiling point? Hey Siri. At what temperature does water boil?
The boiling point of water is 212 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, so we're still good. 212 degrees Fahrenheit. If you didn't hear. The water doesn't start boiling until 212 degrees Fahrenheit. We're okay. The Gulf of America is safe. The shrimp and the fish will not boil when it reaches 100. So we can all just take a step back, breathe, relax, we're okay. Now if the super volcano erupts, or we get this CME thing that comes in that Left's talking about, it might be another story, but yeah. I actually want to go, I saw a clip. I was watching a reel on Facebook and I saw a clip for Deep Impact. I haven't seen that movie in forever and I kind of want to go back and watch it. Haven't seen that one in a long time. The Gulf of where? The Gulf of America, aka the Gulf of Mexico. It depends on, I guess, maybe where you live or how you live as to what you want to call it. But it's the Weather Channel here is listing it as Gulf of America. I don't know what the actual Weather Channel is calling it. You know what? I might switch the channel over there and see if they're gonna call it something. It's got two names. It depends on what book you're reading and where you live. Because forever it was known as the Gulf of Mexico. How full is that dryer now? Oh, we're getting it full. I think at some point we're going to have more corn in there than we... Oh, there's a save. So it does hold 1,000,000 liters. I see it now. Holds a million liters of corn and then 1,000,000 liters of dry. We're okay on the dry. But we can only put 1,000,000 liters of corn in there. So we may have to put in another thing at the brown farm over there. Which channel? Let's see. Let me find the Weather Channel and see what they call it. I'm watching Fox Weather. They call it the Gulf of America. Let's see what the Weather Channel calls it. Watch them for a bit. I'm glad I have the volume turned down because Fox Weather, they have this guy. He's an anchor on there at this time of the day. And he sounds like Kip from Napoleon Dynamite. He really does. He's like, the temperature's gonna be in the upper 90s all day, and the humidity will be very excruciating. We're also watching the tropics right now because we have this invest that's coming off the coast of Africa and could impact the eastern seaboard of the United States. Yeah, that's what I have. It's TV, but it's not TV as we used to know it. So there's no channels, like there's no channel numbers on this. This is YouTube TV, so all of it's streaming over the internet, but you still get like the channels, like Fox News, Fox Weather, Weather Channel, CNN, all the regular news weather channels like that, and then you get the sports channels, and stuff like that on it. Oh, now local TV. I think this has local TV, but I never watch local TV. If I'm looking at local news, I am going to the more trusted source, which would probably be just texting my friends in Facebook, and stuff like that. All they ever talk about on the local news is like the same stuff over and over again. And it's like, this is not news, At least with, the national news, you get to see, stuff that changes, it's like, what is everybody offended by, today? And stuff like that. It does change somewhat. And the weather changes too. The weather changes. That's why, I know I'm getting older, so it's like an obligation to watch more weather channel stuff. So yeah, I watch a lot more weather stuff. And as a matter of fact, I can watch, I can watch both Fox Weather and the Weather Channel at the same time. But I just can't remember how to do that. How do I do that? I go back to that. I think I go to that. Yeah, I go to that, and then I go down here. There it is, right there. So I can click on that. And now I'm watching the Weather Channel and Fox Weather at the same time. Two weather channels at the same time is wild. I'm doing it right now. I've got my 55-inch screen up, so I've got, what's the math on that one? That field is done. lock that in yet, can I? Here we go. So 22 and a half. Really, it looks bigger than that, but I got a 55-inch TV that I've got both of them running on now. So I've got the weather channel on the left side of that screen, and then the Fox weather on the right side of the screen. That's pretty cool. If we ever get like a hurricane, that's what it's going to be on all the time. I can sit there and watch the different channels. I'm hoping one side says the Gulf of Mexico, and I'm hoping the other side says the Gulf of America. Why don't we reach a compromise? Why don't we call it the Gulf of Mexico? Or Mexicarica. Is that right? Is that well, that makes my brain hurt. Mexica? Or Mexico? Amerixico. How about that? Amerixico. We absorb them. Absorb? Absolve. No? What's the word? Absolve? Is it absolve? I think it's absolve. And we become Amerixico. Amerixico. Unless y'all want to keep the Erica. Okay, they are reporting on St. Thomas. Here we go. All right, moment of truth. Now they're talking hurricane stuff here. So, oh boy, it looks like the west coast of Florida is getting hit right now with a big storm down there. Come on, zoom in on the Gulf of Mexico. We're American. I can't even say that word there. Still harvesting corn, yep, still at it. Nothing outlasts the combine. It just keeps going and going and going. We're gonna have a lot of dried corn though. Looking forward to that. We'll sell that. We've got a lot in the dryer right now. We've got over 500,000 in there right now of regular corn, and then we're drying it, so we're up to 13,000, 13,500. I don't want to hire this out. I think I am. I'm going to hire it out. I want to go cut some trees. You do that. Oh, dude, I never even realized this shed was back here. There's a shed back here. Not a very big shed. Alright, where did I leave that tractor? Actually, let me go check on the New Holland up here. Oh yeah, he's still going. Still going. Where did I leave? There it is. Alright, so I guess I'll go back up north and hit those trees and kind of work my way down south here. We're gonna have a big surplus of beans. They haven't gone down to the Gulf yet over on the Weather Channel. How many acres have you done today? Gosh, man, I don't know. I've got the guy up here. He's harvesting all of that. I don't know how, I don't even know if I could calculate that because it's all of the fields up there. So I guess you could take those acres and then add a little bit more because there was a lot of in-between ground that we plowed together, and now that's all one field up there. And he's still harvesting that. I started down here. I cut that field, 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 that little bitty field. And now I'm in this bigger field here. I gotta cut that field still. Gotta cut that field, that field, that field, and that field. Oh yeah, I got that field too. Crap, I forgot about that one. I think that's in corn too. It is. Yep. And that field. Gotta do that field. Gotta do the I gotta remember to do the sorghum field. We got corn over here, so that field, that field, that field. We got beans there, so that field. We got beans there, so that field. We got beans all up here, so that all of them fields. Got beans all over here, so all these fields. Got beans up here, so all that field. That's all one field now, by the way. I've got corn up here, so that field and these two fields that we merged together, that's one field. We got this big field to cut still. I've got corn there and there to cut. We've got our cotton picker picking that one, and then we've got cotton in that one. Then we've got beans in that field, this field, which we will be merging together with these at some point. I've got that field along the edge there, and that field. So we might be cutting beans next weekend still. I don't know. We've got a lot of beans to cut. I may have to invest in another bean header once we get the corn done, because I think it's going to take longer probably to do the beans. I may just invest in another bean header, grain header, and turn the guys loose on the fields. And then at some point when we get completely done with the harvest, we got a lot of fields to plow together still. So how many acres have we done today? A bajillion acres. It's a lot. This is going to be I think this is going to be the biggest field. Like, biggest consolidated field, I guess. What's the word? There's another word I'm looking for. But the biggest all-in-one field, because we're going to plow all of that together. And it's going to be a really nice. It's going to be a real nice field. Probably going to do some grass around the edges. Give us a little kind of a buffer there on the edge. Not too much of a buffer down here. Just enough room to park like the grain cart and the truck. So, merged fields, yep. Alright, I think I'll start down here. Actually bring the plow down here and maybe start plowing some of this out a little bit. Alright, so we don't want to fell the trees that away because the power lines are over there and the highway's over there. So we want to fell them that away. Another one bites the field. Timber! This is what it's all about. Creating new fields, expanding fields, merging fields. Our long time running gig is that we gotta feed the kids, you know, and the more soybeans you have, the more kids you can feed, right? The more corn you have, the more kids you can feed. At some point we'll try to launch our healthy kids initiative and start doing like green beans and spinach, you know, and stuff like that. Vegetables, carrots, you know. Alright, got that stuff. Alright, I think I will go get my plow. Can't really do a ton, but we can plow a little bit. Move this over here. We got beans everywhere. You know what? It might be smart to start down here. That way I can fill them this way and not on the power line up there. Yeah, let me try to pull this down here. I don't want to follow them on the tree on the tractor either. Getting kind of foggy down here by the creek. Alright, let me go get... I think my plow is down here. I did a contract down here. Did I ever accept those? Or collect from them? Yeah, I did. Okay. Any new ones? Some harvesting ones, but we're a little busy there. Alright, back to the map. Go get this one. We could turn this into a racetrack. How about that, Sean? We could turn this into a racetrack. It's kind of got an angle on it. And in corner number 9, it's Matt from the Green Arcade, driving the John Deere 9RT. Need more banking? Yeah. Oh, they're talking about wildfires over there on the Weather Channel now. This is quite the drive. They don't call it the Wild Wild West for nothing? No. I'll be your huckleberry. R.I.P. Val Kilmer. Interesting fact. I always thought, and I think a lot of people did, that the line that he said was I'll be your huckleberry. And it's not. It's hucklebearer. It's just the way he said it, kind of with the dialect he was kind of using for the role. Basically, a hucklebearer, and see, even that sounded like berry, but the hucklebearer was like a, what do they call it today? Like a pallbearer. It's somebody that carries your casket. So basically, he was telling Ringo that he would carry his casket, you know, pretty much after he killed him. So he was telling Ringo he would be his hucklebearer. Not Barry, hucklebearer. If you say it with a non-southern accent, it's hucklebearer. You say it with a southern accent, it's hucklebearer. Alright, let's get over here and see what we can do. This is the cow paddock. Cow enclosure. Say we keep. We're obviously got to work around this concrete wall here, unless we can hide it. Oh! With great power comes great responsibility. I wonder what this will do. It says just concrete wall. Can we get rid of this thing too? Okay, I don't think going to first person here. I think we can get rid of that too. Okay, hang on. Let me save the game. That way we can go back to a save point at some point here. Everybody remember the time. The current time. What time is it? It's 10:47 on a Sunday. Alright, let's see what we can do. Yes. That's gone. Well, we just learned something. We can get rid of these too. With the map object hider. But we can't get rid of road signs. That's crazy. So we can get rid of the concrete wall. Say we keep this road. Maybe plow right next to this. It's silly we can't get rid of road signs. Let me find a road sign. I just want to confirm this theory. I tried to do it on one, but it wouldn't work. Need me a road sign. Let's try it right here. Road closed. Yeah, no, it didn't work. Anyway, these, you can't hide them. The thing is like, even if you could hide them, they would come back. Kind of like that scene in Practical, what was it? Practical Magic? You can get rid of them, but it will come back. It'll come back as something not like itself. Just basically it'll come back. So I'm gonna say maybe leave a little buffer of an edge there. A little bit of grass on the edge. 'Cause I'm on the edge of glory. Gotta curve it around here. Now over here is where it gets interesting. And I'm going to stop right there because we want to connect it with this field down here. And the reason for that being is there is a kind of a step up to that tunnel there. You don't want to go past the border down here. We need to try to line it up with the edge of this field. Kind of hard to see where the furrow's at, because the crop comes out just a little past that. Looks like it's right at almost the base of that, so. I'm gonna say right there. Probably over, well, I'll just say right there and then I can fix it later. At least I'll know where it kind of lines up down here. And it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd coming in. Oh God, they're safe. And I can come back with a perfect edge on this. It's not a big deal if it goes outside the border. I am gonna have to probably do some fixing where the, what do you call these? These little lines out here. Cow trails? That sounds wrong. Cow paths? Maybe? I don't know. What I could have done, I could have curved that around maybe a little bit. Tried to make it line up there. Where is the grass texture? Just like that. Play us a song, Mr. Piano Man. Play us a song tonight. We're all in the mood for a melody. And everything's feeling alright. Ba ba da ba ba da ba ba. Okay, and then this is where we will merge all of this together, and even that field. So all of this will merge together, it'll be expanded up towards this way. And then we'll just continue this line onto that field. I want to get the clover out of it first before we do too much. I'm just going to park this tractor right here. And let me check on everybody else. The case is still harvesting corn. The New Holland is getting very full. I have got to take a truck down there or something because we need to... No, don't. No, where are you going? No, stop. Didn't want to hire that. I hit a button. Alright, let's tab around and see if I can find a truck. An empty truck. There's one. You know how you know old people watch the weather channels so much? You know how you know? All you gotta do is watch the advertising. So, I've been kind of just, it's playing off to the side, but right now they've got a hearing aid commercial on one, and then they had life insurance on the other one, and like AARP and you know, stuff like that. They had stuff for you know, joint health, you know, and stuff like that. That's how you know that if that's, I guess that's maybe why a lot of people like go under the, it's not an assumption, it's a maybe validify the realization that old people watch the Weather Channel. Let's see, can I get through there? Yes, I can. Okay. Okay. Go here. I'm just gonna grab the grain cart. Empty this into the truck. So we've gotten a full load off of this field. Looks like we're going to have 2 full loads. And then some off of this field. So I would say that field over there to the east will get 2 fields and probably then some, because it's about the same size as this one. That one down there we may actually get 3 loads off of, and maybe more than that when we get those other 2 fields merged together down there. You know, It's either one, I guess. In here, but you gotta realize this game was made in Germany, Switzerland, something like that, somewhere over there. So over there, they probably call it an auger wagon. You know, here in America, I know the more common term is grain cart. So, just like harvester. We don't call them harvesters here. We call them combines. And we don't call it aluminium. How do you say it? I can't even say it. Aluminium. We don't call it aluminium. We call it aluminum. There's so much difference between English spoken here in America and English spoken over there, like in England and, you know, the different areas over there that speak English. There's so much difference in how we say it. Alright, where did the combine go? Oh, there he is. I was looking over there. Are you gonna make it to the end? You should make it to this end here. Chaser bin? I've never... Grain cart's the most common one, I think, for here. In the game, and they're called auger wagons. Ah. I'll go ahead and get him. Which way he's gonna go. He's either gonna go that way or that way. Well, he's gonna moonwalk that way. That's exactly what he's doing. He is moonwalking that way. So you know what? I'm gonna moonwalk that way too. Ow! Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? You've been hit by. You've been struck by snow criminal. Ow. I can hold just a wee bit more here. Another 5,000 liters. You're shy of that. Put this back down to 6 though. Who's Annie? Huh? Isn't that the name from the song? Annie, are you okay? Or have I been singing that one wrong? And I'm full. Yes, but who is it? I do not know. Do you know? I don't know. I don't know who Annie is. I do know that Janie, um, apparently at an Aerosmith concert, this girl stood up with a one of those little signs and said Janie's actual daughter, and Steven Tyler went over to her, and it turns out it actually was Janie's actual daughter. I thought that was pretty interesting. If that story was true, it looked true though. I don't know what to believe anymore with all this AI stuff coming out, and you got all these people reporting all this fake news stuff. I don't know what to believe anymore. It looked legit though. That cotton picker ought to be getting close to being done down there, right? Oh yeah, he's on like his last pass, so I can just move him over to the next field. Dude, it's like perfect timing. Yeah, I've got some select trees that I can remove. Looks like there's a whole cluster right here. Look at all these trees. Hang on, I gotta investigate this now. Actually, you know what? How am I sitting on? I got enough fuel. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of trees here. These trees over here by the creek bank. Again, we'll be leaving those. But yeah, look at all these trees. There's a ton of trees out here. I think we own this. Oh yeah, we own this. I wonder if there's another cluster of trees that way. See another place where I need to cut some trees right here. Not so much here or here, but right here. Yeah, a lot of these can go. No, there's not a cluster. There's not a bunch of trees over here that can go. There's probably a select few across the bank over there. Yeah, I see a couple over there that can go. This is like a little mini forest here. See, it's actually got like a forest floor and everything. So we do have some trees left that we can cut. You just found out the other day that Ozzy Osbourne was a part of Black Sabbath. Yep. It was actually Black Sabbath that came out with Ozzy's most recognized hit, which was Crazy Train. Oh look, there's another kind of like little mini forest over here. On this side, yeah. So, are there trees down here? Yeah, there's so we've got another couple little mini forest areas here to clear out. All those trees can go. Not a big forest, but it's something. And then of course that tree right out here can go. Because this little notch, I'll be honest, I'm probably going to do a little bit of landscaping out here. Get the bales picked up first. All the cotton bales. Cut that tree and then probably straighten this edge out, plow that together. Iron Man, that was by Black Sabbath too, wasn't it? Iron Man? Wasn't that during that time? Oh look, we got some more trees over here, I think. Yeah, we got some trees right here. These are not part of that other field though, are they? No, they're part of this this field up to the west of there. Where we've already cleared out. So these all can go. We've got a lot of trees. I got some tree work to do. Know what I'm doing this week? Cutting some trees and harvesting beans, picking the corn and the cotton. And then the trees that were left out of this that I already cut. This is the area that I already cut. You can tell because there's no trees here. But all these trees that are still left over down here, north of this little grass kind of bank here, all those can go. Yep, I'm only cutting trees. Cutting the trees. I am Iron Man. I don't know. I think my favorite song, none of those are my favorite Aussie songs. I think my favorite Aussie song would probably be Dreamer. And that came from the later years. Dreamer or Mama I'm Coming Home? Mama I'm Coming Home was pretty good too. Or maybe the one he did the duet with. Close My Eyes Forever. If I close my eyes forever, will it all remain the same? Who did he do that with? Was that Lita Ford? I want to say Lita Ford. We'll plow that together. Yeah, Lita Ford. Yep. My memory's not completely gone. I do remember a few things. You know what? Let me go look on that bank over there, because I think we own that over there too. I'm gonna safely cross this rail bridge here. We may not. I don't know if we own this over here or not. Where I'm walking, we do. Everything north of this field, we do. And everything kind of down through there, we do. Everything north of this field. So some of these trees, not those down there, but these trees could probably go. This tree could probably go. I think it looks like we own it. Yeah, we do own these. We just don't own the field. This one can go. Yep, we own there too. We just don't own the field there. And then these like this, these are some big trees. Oh yeah, we get a ton of wood chips out of these. These types of trees, you'll find these on Riverbend Springs especially. But these kinds of trees, that one, and then this one, these big kinds of trees like that, you'll see some smaller versions of this one, but you want to find a big one about that size. Those you get a lot of either wood chips, or if you want to take them to the sawmill, those count for a lot of stuff. And we own those. I must have beaver blood in me? No. We've got something better. We've got the Brooks. That tree can go. That little tree can go. And then the rest of these down by the bank there, I'm not going to cut. I'm not going to cut the ones like... Dude, I totally thought that was a beaver sitting there. I ran past it so fast. I thought that little bush was a beaver there. See that? It's kind of dark like a beaver. This part of the creek I can actually kind of walk across. But then like up here we do on this, so you'll find random trees kind of out there like this. This one can go. We can cut that one. And then eventually merge this little grass area with probably with that field there. We don't own this field yet, I don't think. Nope, David owns it, whoever David is. Yeah, lots of room for expansion still. But when you get down to it and you start looking at the other properties, and I think the goal right now is to obtain this Southwest Territory. So we own the Northeast Territory back that way. We own the Northwest Territory back that way. Now the goal, I think, is the Southwest Territory. This is the Southwest Territory. This is where we had all the cornfields. Get this one last field right here, and we'll have, I think, all of them almost down here. But you look at this this area, there's a lot of trees down here. Got a cluster of trees there, cluster of trees there. You got probably a bunch of select trees down here on this ridge line that can probably go. Not all of them on the ridge line here. I wouldn't say all of them. But a lot that, especially by this farm, I would say probably clear a few of them off of the edge of the thing there where you can look out across there. Then down here, this is the big cornfield down here. There's a bunch of trees back this way, and you can clear a lot of these, because a lot of this is flat back here. You could actually expand this field back this way and go down here with it. And then there's a lot of trees you can clear right there. So yeah, we get this Southwest Territory, and then you got your individual trees there, there, and there. Probably do a little bit of landscaping. This ditch that runs through here, you come through there, you know, keep it where the bridges are maybe. But I'd say from there on, wherever we're going to merge fields together, we can kind of fill that in. Especially back over here on the other side of the farm. Probably keep it going through the back side of the farm there, especially where the bridges are. Right there, there's another bridge. But starting over here, probably fill it in and put in what underground drain tile or something, you know, that's what we're going with. Fill the ditch in, fill this ditch in all here. Then we can plow a lot of this together. Fill this all in. Fill this ditch in, and then the ditch runs that way too, so fill all that in. Fill this in to a point. Looks like it stops right there anyway. Does it have a culvert there? Can't really see down in there. I don't even think it has a culvert. It might. Can't really see down in there because of the tree. I don't think it does. I think it's just, I think it just ends right there. Alright, the New Holland has stopped. It must be done. Nope, I don't want to do that. The New Holland, there we go. Now this is one thing that we can't get rid of. Can't get rid of that fence because you have the horses there. Can't plow that up because you have the horses there. You probably could, but you'd have horses walking through your crops. And that would not be cool. But just to double check this should be all done now. Yep, no more orange. So let me go hit these strips on the edge we put in over here. Is it worth using the BGA in Farm Sim? I know right now I sell at the BGA. You can buy the BGA, but then when you buy the BGA, you fill it up with silage to keep it supplied. And then I'm trying to remember, you earn what the BGA makes. I think it's daily. So they sell, what do they sell? Like electricity, and then you also get methane from it and all that good stuff. So yeah, I mean it's okay. I think I prefer to keep it as a sell point though. Usually it has the best price for silage, and we sell silage. I know the prices were better back in 22, I'll say that much. But I think I'm going to start on this edge over here. I can get in over there. Boy, look at that. Huh? Stevie's coming along with his Riverbend 4X. He's really working on it. He said he wasn't going to do any 4X maps, but I've always liked his 4X maps in the past. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Looks good. I know I'm going to hold off on, maybe I might take a look at it, but they'll have to make some changes to the map come November, what, the first part of November or sometime. When is that expansion coming out for the fish? Is it November 4th, I think? Got some nice big fields. And I really like the Riverbend map. It was pretty good. You don't use it to make digestate. Oh yeah, I forgot you can get that digestate from it too. Yeah. Yeah, there's no wrong way to play Farm Sim. You can do that. Not a lot of stuff that runs on methane. The only thing that I know of for sure is the little New Holland tractor. Driving this manually, I need to put that down on 6 anyway, so put that down on 6. I may rotate these crops out. I may do... Thought about doing corn up here the next time around or something, and then... I don't know, it just depends on how things work out. Depends on what fields we buy, depends on what territories we buy, depends on, you know, where we expand, where we merge. I am gonna have to go fuel this thing up soon though. Take it down to Casey's. Like the case might be full, so as soon as I finish this pass here, I'll go down there and get that. Take this over to the other field and hire it out over there. can fuel it up. They still haven't shown the Gulf down there on what they're calling it on the Weather Channel side. Got some nice long passes of soybean straw here. Okay, there they're showing it, but they're not showing the name. They're not labeling it. That's strange. Show me the name. They are not showing the name. Looks like there's a hurricane developing down there in the Gulf right now. Kind of spinning around like one a little bit. Temperatures of the water at that temperature, it definitely will become one. Here I am, do rock you like a hurricane. Oh, I guess the planter missed here a little bit. I think it's these trees that hang out over the way there. I may just have to start planting those manually, or bring the grass strip over like I did over there. Do a little bit more grass on the edge. Alright, I'm gonna start that out right there. Let me go get the case now. Get it emptied. I think that tree can go. Kind of in the way. Thinking I don't need to be that close. I can kind of go over here a little bit. Yep, here we go. Oh, they're just trying to avoid the name. Gee, that reminds me of that song, Remember the Name. I Do not get me quoting the lyrics on that one. Because I don't know them. It's 100% power, 100% will, 100% something, and 50% steel, or I don't know. Got a beat to it though. I downloaded the instrumental version just to have the beat. That's all I really need. I don't really, the words, they're alright, but I can just listen to the instrumental version. Do 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 do. Who did that? Remember the name? The Fort Minor, I think, was the name of the artist. Fort Minor. Did you know you can dry wheat just like corn? Can you? Is that a thing? Is there money in dry wheat? See, hopefully he remembers where he was at. Otherwise, I'll have to reset the GPS. Sometimes they like to go back out to the in row and do that again. Looks like he kind of remembers. Oh yeah, we're good. Wheat sweat? Tomcat says wheat sweat. Let's go look. Prices. Let's see. Dry wheat. A, B, C, D. Gotta go back. Oh, you can dry a lot of stuff. Look at this. Dried. What is that? Is that from... Is that from another mod? That might be from another mod. There's the dried corn, so dry corn. Is there a separate place for the dry wheat? Or is that it? I don't know that that's it. Like there's a little more money in dried oat. There's a dried corn there. That I don't believe those prices. There's the dry corn that is from the in-game. And again, it's about the same as the other, but I don't believe those prices. I think they actually get higher than that. On course, it's with dry corn. Oh, on console, it's with dry corn. Okay. Well, there's the dry corn for the map. These, I have a feeling these go with the Stevie mod. Right there. Which we don't have any of that on the map as of right now. There's oat swath. I almost thought that said oat sweat, Tomcat. You got me thinking, what? No, let's see. There's not a separate name for all this stuff, is there? do have that sweet corn mod still in. Bobby, there's money in sweet corn. Maybe we need to do that. How do you make sweet corn, I wonder? I'm going to go look that mod up. I do have that mod. There's a ton of money in sweet corn. Wonder if it's a different... well, no, it can't be a different crop. There's wheat swath. I don't see anything separate. Soy smoothie. What is a soy smoothie? You know what? I think I've got that soy factory still installed and activated. Looks like there's money in soy smoothies. I think it's about the same as soy milk, though. Just looking at it. Console has dry barley, dry corn, and dry wheat. I do have that dryer. It's the one that looks like the dryer here on the map, right? So if we go over to the farm over here. There's a dryer in the mod hub that looks like that one. It kind of looks like that. It's similar. I had it activated, but I was afraid that it would conflict with the one on the map here, so I deactivated it off the thing off the list. But it looks a lot like that one. It's in the mod hub. It's in the in-game mod hub. Break it. I can go in through here. It's still running according to this. Oh, there's a save. Can't click on the thing. Well, let me click on the thing. Let me click on it. That's interesting. Let me find this guy. I think I'm gonna stop him down there on that corner and go fuel him up because he's getting a little low. A little low, Coog. A little low, Coog. Come on, buddy, pull up. That's it. Alright. Just a walk in the park, buddy. Cougar, 3/4 of a mile. Call the ball. Roger, ball. Pull up, Cougar. Pull up, Cougar. More power, more power. Cool points if you know what movie I'm quoting. Go empty that truck too. Wheat sweat. Is it wheat sweat or wheat sweat? Mr. Gordy wins. I was quoting Top Gun. I feel the need for speed. They never did really explain what happened to, what was the character's name? Charlie? It was Kelly McGillis, or whatever you say her name. The blonde from the first Top Gun. They never did explain what happened to her in the second Top Gun, did they? Or did they, and I just don't remember. I've only seen that once. I need to go watch that again, I guess. Need to go watch the first one and then come back and watch the second one right behind it. I don't have a Discord, but we hang out in the Puma Plow Discord. So if you're already in the Puma Plow Discord, I see everything that goes in there. Today is Sunday, right? Yeah. Let him get started north there, and then I'm gonna take him and fuel him up here. Yeah, this is gonna be a process. I've got so many more acres to harvest. There will probably be some videos this week of harvesting videos, so get ready for that. Kind of curious as to what our final count will be for beans. Final count for dried corn. Final count for wood chips. The final count now. Glad I can fit under this awning with this thing. I am filling, right? Where am I? This isn't one of those that you can't refill, is it? Turn around here. Sorry, sir. Come on. Not fueling up. Well, let me go back to the farm, I guess. Let me go down to the farm. I know that works down there. I have to trade this combine in. If it won't fuel up. Bought 3 little fields and made a pretty nice farm. Nice. Sounds like something I would do. And I'm going to take a quick break here in just a minute. Just a quick one. Let's get in here and see. Hopefully we can fuel this thing up. Hopefully it's not one of those again, one of those mods that you can't. Maybe Casey's is just out of gas. Nope, this thing is not fueling up. Well, that could be a problem. We may have to trade this in for another case. That is not fueling up. Alright, so we've got a decision to make. We're probably going to sell this thing back because it will not refuel. Alright, let me take a quick break and I'll be back. Alright, I am back. So, I wonder why I can't refuel this. You know what? Maybe it's... I wonder if it's something going on with my controller, maybe. Because I couldn't go into the corn dryer down there either. Maybe I need to save and come back in. Does it need repaired? No. Doesn't need repair. I don't believe so. Needs a paint job. Needs a little repair. Do that. I'm not even getting the trigger. Like normally that should pop up there. In the help menu. I'm not even getting the fuel trigger. I don't know if it's a... I'm wondering if I need to maybe save my game and get out. Come back. Why don't we try that? I'll shut this off. Save the game. Try pulling it in. I tried that. Let me just save the game and get back into it, because I couldn't get into the corn dryer down there either, and normally that's in on the left stick. It's the same button to refuel. So I'm wondering if something is either going on with my controller or if it's something just going on with the game that just decided to quit working. Not a problem to get back into it. Do 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 do. Should I play my Jeopardy theme or whistle it? I usually whistle it. I wouldn't think it would be a Judith Plains issue, because I've been able to fuel up the case combine with no problems. No issues with that one. I was gonna say, come on, load up. It kind of froze there for a second. It's probably loading all the stuff. It's at 100%, but it's still compiling. There we go. All right, let's go back to that combine. Okay, it's working now. I've got the refuel prompt on there. I don't know what that was, but I bet I can fuel up at Casey's now too. Something happened with the trigger, and I don't know what could have caused that. That's weird. I haven't had that happen. So I bet I can go click on like one of the corn things now. Yep. See, I can get right into it now. Back out of it. I think it's because maybe I visited the corn dryer. I'm gonna stop fueling and then make sure I can do it again. Yep, I can still fuel. Alright, good. We don't have to trade this combine in. That would have been expensive. Alright, we're good to rock and roll. You know what I should have done? I should have gone down to the case combine and tried to refuel it, and then if it didn't refuel, which I know I've refueled before, then I would have known right away that I had a problem. But restarting the map did it. When in doubt, always save and restart. That's the, that used to be the, we used to have a lady at work. She was in IT. And her answer for everything, and she said the exact same thing every time. Did you try restarting it, hon? Did you try restarting it, hon? Usually the number one thing to do is to try restarting it, hon. She kind of sounded like, what was the Monsters Inc. lady, but not as raspy. You know the one I'm talking about. Mike Wachowski, you know. The one with glasses and gray hair. She almost sounded like her, but not as raspy. Kind of looked like her, though. Just a little bit. Oh, look, my head moved around. Did I do that? I don't know. Back to work. Let me check that header on here. No, I really didn't need it, but I'll go ahead and do it. Oh god. Okay. Back to it. How's the case doing down there? He's doing good. He's just about got that big one knocked out. And then we'll move over to that one. And then we'll move over to that one. And that one and that one. And then we've got that big one there to do. That one. I got to remember to come down and hit the sorghum field. So yeah, I think what I'm going to try to do is try to get the harvesting done. And then when I get all the harvesting said and done, I'm going to come in and work on those trees that we found over there on the bank. Let's see where I'm gonna get the MacDon moved over to. That way I'll be ready to pick all this alfalfa and stuff up. I think I'm gonna move this wood pile, get rid of it. Serves no purpose. And if I move those two pieces of equipment and cut this tree, I should be able to fit through here. So I think I can hide that. Yeah. He's gone. So if I move that stuff, if I cut this tree, good thing I ate my Wheaties this morning. Yeah. Alright, where did that stump go? Okay. Yo, welcome back. Just put this in here for a minute. Out of sight, out of mind, right? Move this roller. Ooh, you can't put that tractor in there. A little too tall. Alright, so now we should be able to fit that MacDon through there. Beautiful. Now I don't have to get on the highway for no reason. What I do have to do is go to the other side of the field because I made a discovery. If you start the MacDon on the other side of this field, it will make straight lines instead of crooked lines. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know why. Maybe it's because there's the corner here. Maybe it's because I'm at a 90-degree angle with this end of the field or something. I don't know, but let's see. Yeah, see, look. See, you do your in row, and then it has straight east to west lines. If I start this on the other end, or on the other corner, it has crooked lines in the middle. Very strange. Alright, got that rolling. Got our soybean harvester rolling. Got our corn harvester rolling. Combine harvester. Got our grain cart to empty up here. Got our truck to empty. Where's our truck? Where's my truck? There it is. Hiding behind the thing there. So I'm going to start moving grain. We'll start moving these beans around and see 3 trees right here that need to go. Those 3 right there. We'll make a big gravel parking lot there. What's the song? Dun-dun-dun-dun. Don't know what you got till it's gone. You pay paradise, put up a parking lot. Do pop pop pop. Do pop pop pop. Great 90s song. I think it's called Yellow Taxi, maybe. That's the name of the song. And I will come in and put some gravel right here. And then probably do some gravel around the backside back here because this is where I put our refill tanks at. So I'll probably do a little gravel road that goes around this building to those tanks. Just makes it easier to get in there to them, kind of. May remove that tree right there because that's a little bit in the way. I can make a much wider turn. I really need to make a wider turn here because we've got the propane tanker there. Alright, so I'm gonna dump these beans right here. Alright, got our first load of beans going in. That should be 240. I need to move that barley. I won't have as much room in this. I need to take that barley down to the brown farm. As soon as this gets done, I'm going to move that. Load that barley. Well, that was a weird squeaky sound that came out of my voice just then. You know what that means? That means it's time to say goodbye. It's time to go get some pizza. I got pizza in there. Alright, so I'm going to move this barley. I'm going to continue harvesting. Probably will come back at some point this week. If you haven't already subscribed over on YouTube, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. YouTube.com/thegrainarcade. There will be exclusive videos over there. I'm going to try to put out a bunch this week, and then we'll be back next Saturday and Sunday morning, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, here on the Twitch. So, until then, always remember, you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Grain Arcade. We'll see y'all later. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. And we'll see you the next time. Bye.